Hello, welcome to this lesson. In the previous lesson, we were able to get our domain name and our hosting plan. Okay, so we used the registrar truehost.com. So right here, I'm going to log in into the account I created during the purchase of my domain and hosting plan. Okay, so that I can access the domain name and the hosting plan that I bought. Okay, so on a successful login like this, you can see this is my hosting plan. So if I click here, my domain, I can see my domain, okay, and see the information about my domain, the expiry date and the rest. Then if I click on my service, then I can see the hosting plan that I bought. Okay, so those two things are very much important. Now, when we bought our domain name, it was not propagated. Then I told you that you have to wait for a while to allow it to propagate. Okay, so most of the time you will be told that it takes up to 24 hours to propagate, but like I told you, most of the times it doesn't go more than 2 hours before it propagates. Okay, but if your domain name is not propagating within 2 hours, you can give it up to 4 hours or 5 hours. Now, what we're going to do right here, let me check this domain name right to be sure that it has been propagated and it is live. Okay, so you can see olaphillips.com.ng, it is live. Now, what you are seeing on my screen right now, it is a default template on my hosting plan. So we are going to install a blog here right now. That simply means I'm going to delete this default template that the company is putting on the hosting. Now, where exactly do we install our blog? It is installed in our CPanel. Now, like I said, when you are purchasing your hosting plan, you are actually purchasing a storage space online. Now, that storage space is handled and controlled with CPanel. Okay, so when you want to see the files that controls your website, you want to create your webmail, you need to log in to your CPanel. Now, how do you get the password to your CPanel? Because the same password you use in logging to your client area here is not the same password that you are going to be using to log into your CPanel. Now, after the purchase of your domain and hosting plan, if you check your mail, you will see this. You will see domain registration confirmation, CPanel login credential, and the invoice. So the invoice is your receipt. Domain registration confirmation is the confirmation that you made a purchase with that registrar. Now, what we really need here is the CPanel login detail. So if I'm clicking on the mail here, you can see hosting account information, the hosting package, the domain name that is pointing to the hosting, the first payment I made, then next to it is the CPanel detail. Now, if you want to log into your CPanel, you can simply go to your browser and type your domain name. So my own domain name is olaphillips.com.ng. Then if I'm going to my CPanel, I am going to put /CPanel, all right, and press enter on my keyboard. So when I go to this link, it will take me to an environment where I need to log in to my CPanel. Now I will be going to my mail and copy my CPanel credentials. So I have this username. I have my username here, and I'm going to copy my password also. All right, with time you might likely lose your mail or mistakenly delete the mail. So I'm going to teach you another way by which you can log in to your CPanel. Okay, so having copied the credentials, then we can click on login. All right, so this is our CPanel, and right here you can see mail forwarder, a lot of things on this panel that we are not going to be covering in this tutorial, but everything that has to do with blogging on this panel, I'm going to cover them. So now I want to log out of this CPanel. Then I want to teach you another way by which you can log in to your CPanel. So I'm logging out right now. All right, then I'm going to close this browser. Then if you want to log in again, in case you don't know your password to your CPanel or you can't remember your username, then you can come to your client area. Don't forget that CPanel works with hosting plan. If you are buying only domain name with a registrar, you are not going to have CPanel. Your CPanel works with hosting plan. Okay, so I'm not going to click on my domain, but I'm going to click on my service, because my service is the hosting plan that I bought. So you can see TrueHost Silver Hosting. All right, so I can click on this active. Okay, so on clicking on active, you can scroll down. When you scroll down and look by your left hand side, you will see File Manager, PHPMyAdmin, CPanel here. So you can click on the CPanel. So when you click on the CPanel, it will take you directly to your CPanel without requesting you to log in as much you have logged into your client area. Okay, so this is our CPanel. Now, our major focus here now is to install our blog. Before we go to that, I'm going to show you where your website file is going to be residing, and it is going to be residing in your file manager. Okay, so you can see other things here, but you will come to file manager, and if it is difficult for you to find, you can use the search tool here and type file manager. Okay, you can see it right here, but I'm seeing it right here, so let me just click on it. All right, now on this file manager you are going to see other files. For now we are going to be working with public_HTML. Your website file is going to be stored in public_HTML. So you can see, let me go up one, you can see public_HTML. So if I double click on it, it will open. So you can see the website that you are seeing right here, the default template that you are seeing right here, is being controlled by what is here. So I am going to click on select all, and I'm going to click on delete to remove the file, because that is not my blog that I want to install. It is what the registrar put on it to show to me that my domain name is active. Now if I come back to my website now and refresh, of course I'm not going to see anything anymore, because I have deleted my website file. Now that should send a caution message to you now, that whenever you are coming to public_HTML, you must be very, very careful. Anything that makes you to delete any file or folder here, it may crash your website. So take note of that. Now we have cleared our public_HTML directory. Now let us go and install our own file. So after the installation, we will come back and refresh this page. Then we are going to see what we have installed. So I'm going back to the home page of my CPanel. Okay, there are other things on this CPanel that you need to study. You can see when you look to the right hand side, you will see general information about your hosting and your domain name. All right, but for now we are moving to Substaculous installer. Okay, so you can see WordPress manager by Substaculous. In some other hosting CPanel, you may see Substaculous installer, so they are the same. Okay, so let's go to WordPress manager by Substaculous. If you cannot find it, you can use your search bar to look for Substaculous. Then I'm going to click on Substaculous. All right, so clicking on substaculars, it will take you to this environment, and you don't have business with any other thing, just click on install. Though you can take your time to study other things later, but for now let's focus on how to get our blog running. Now you can see that I'm here to install the website. Now you can see if you have more than one domain name on the hosting, every one of them will be listed here, but I'm having just one domain name on this hosting, and that is olaphillips.com.ng. so I'm selecting olaphillips.com.ng. Now the protocol should be HTTPS. HTTPS means that you want your site to be secured, so leave it as HTTPS. Now this directory, you need to remove it because we want our blog to be installed on the root directly. So what I mean is that we want our blog to be installed directly in the public_HTML file. So now if we don't remove this WP here, it will still be installed, but whenever you want to access your website, you will need to put /WP before you can access your website. That is not bad, it may be useful in other cases, but for now we need our blog to be active on our domain name without putting any slash. Okay, so I'm going to remove this WP. Then let's move down. Site setting. What is your site name? You give your blog a name. Okay, so let me just give my blog Ola Phillips blog, so you can think of what to give to your blog. Now site description, I can easily say my site description is learning website development. Okay, that is okay. Now enable multi-site, don't click on it. Disable WordPress cron, don't click on it, just leave both of them unchecked. Then what do you want to use as your username? Okay, so let me choose my username to be Ola Phillips. Note that this is case sensitive. I am using capital letter O, I am using capital letter P. If I cannot remember it, then I will need to reset my password and username. Then I am going to put my admin password. Okay, so your password should be strong. If it is not strong enough, it may not accept it. Then I need to put my email here. Please make sure you are putting the correct email, because anytime you forget your password and you need to reset your password, that is the mail that your reset link will be sent to. All right, if I scroll up, I am going to see language. Of course it is English, except you want to change it, but I prefer it to be on English language. Then backup, you can click on backup. Then advanced option. Okay, you may not go to this advanced option, but you may also decide to change your database name. Okay, so I want to change my database name to Ola. Then my table prefix also, I may change it, I may decide not to change it. But if you know you are going to be working on multiple websites on this same hosting, then you might need to change your database name so that whenever you go to your database, you can easily recognize your website. But for now, we are working on just one blog, just one website, so we don't need to change most of these things. So anything under this advanced option, you can just skip it. Okay, now let's move to select theme. Okay, so we have many themes here, but later in this training I will be talking on theme. For now, let's skip theme and click on install. Now if you want your installation details to be sent to your mail, you can put your mail here, then it will be sent. Okay, then I'm going to click on install. Okay, I'm having an error here that installation cannot proceed because a particular file is present in where I want to install it to. Now it is asking me to select this checkbox to overwrite all files. So I'll click on this. Though there are no files here, but sometimes when you come under settings, you will see show hidden files. So some files could be hidden. Sometimes it is possible. So you can see that we are now having hidden files. Okay, but I will just click on select the checkbox to overwrite all files, so it will delete all these files by itself. So I will just click on install now. All right, so our blog is fully installed on our server. Now let's go to the CPanel. You can see this place. Now if I click on reload, let us see, you can see the files that are controlling our website. Now if I click on public HTML, you can see it. Okay, you can see what we have in our public HTML now. Please don't mistakenly delete anything here. It is everything that has to do with your blog. Any mistake here can bring down your blog. Now let's go to the front end again and check. Let me refresh this page and see what we have. All right, so you can see we have a simple website already. Now let us go back to our installation panel. You can see right here WordPress has been installed successfully at this domain name, administrative URL. Now this website that we are seeing in the front end, if we have to change some of this content, how do we change them? We change this content from the admin dashboard. Now how do we access our admin dashboard? You can see the link here. So if you want to access your admin dashboard, let me open another tab. You go to your domain name. Mine is olaphillips.com.ng. You will now type /wp-admin. Okay, after your domain name, put /wp- that is dash admin, then press enter on your keyboard. Okay, so now from here I can log in. Okay, so I will put my username and put my password. So here you can use username or email, but let me just use email since I've been using my mail since. Okay, then I'll put my password here. Okay, then I click on login. Unknown email address, or try your username. Okay, maybe that email address is Phillips. Oh, sorry, I didn't type correct email. Okay, so I click on login. Good. So the website that we have just installed, this is the admin panel. So whatever we want to do can be done in this panel. How you want your website to look like, how you want your blog to look like, how the image you want to put, the content, the write-up, whatever you want to do is going to be done from this panel. All right, but this video is already becoming long and I don't want to get you bored. So in the next video, we are going to be talking on basic settings in WordPress. Those settings are very much important before you continue with the development of your blog. And once again, I want to say congratulations for making it this far. Don't give up, retain your enthusiasm, and be motivated to learn. It pays to have a skill. Thank you.